Hey everyone, if you love combat sports such as Kyokushin karate, MMA, jiu-jitsu, kickboxing, boxing, etc., make sure to hit the like, share, subscribe button to the Drewsperience show, the show that's 100% combat sports. It's on all platforms. I would just like to say thanks to a few supporters, which are Kyokushin Karate Boucherville and Kyokushin Joan Fournier under the EKO Nakamura banner. If you're looking to get into shape and you want to take up traditional martial arts and learn the values of traditional martial arts and how they make you a better person in and out of the dojo, make sure to check them out. Everyone's looking to get in shape since we're reopened again. So look no further than Kyokushin Boucherville and all the other dojos under Chien-Pierre Catafort if you're in Quebec and elsewhere in North America. Also, moments management. Becoming a pro fighter is not that easy, and you need a good management team. Luckily, there's moments where Nima Safapur and his team will teach you the ins and the outs of pro fighting to make sure you leave healthy and wealthy physically, mentally, and financially. Moments management, where quality comes first. And with that, my guest today is, wow, this guy is one of the brightest prospects in Dutch MMA. And when I see a prospect, I have to get them on because I have a knack for wanting to speak to them, to pick their brain. Because when they're a star, they're going to be a star. This man has been dubbed the next big thing in Dutch MMA. He is the brother of the current, now before his injury, he was the number 3 ranked Bellator middleweight. Now he's not, but I still think he's the number 3, and he's just one shot away from the title. He is the younger brother of Costello, the Spaniard Van Steenis. He is a prodigy of MMA Van Vlaardigan under famed coach Ricardo. And he's also one of the biggest stars who is now 2-0, going 3-0. I might have the record wrong, but he's going to be very big. Keep a lookout for 3-0. He said, give me 3-0. He's 3-0. And Gino Van Steenis. Here we go. Welcome to the show, Gino.
Thank you. Good evening, Drew. Good evening.
How's everything been since prior to your upcoming fight?
Really good. I'm now in the training camp now.
Okay.
Because it's from exactly today 4 weeks from my fight. Yeah, 4 weeks exactly. So I've been training hard, and I was 2 weeks ago. No, yeah, 1 week ago I was in Spain for 2 weeks for my family because my family lives there. I was with my brother. Elko was there. Some trainers from me were there because we need to keep on training because we have a fight and we can't do nothing. But now I'm back and we still training hard, and yeah.
That's amazing. I'm really, and so you go to Spain because you have duo nationalities to Netherlands and Spain. So when you went to Spain, because obviously it was the holidays, what are the holidays like in Spain compared to the Netherlands?
It's like paradise in Spain, man. It's like, yeah, it's another world. Like here it's cold, it's freezing. You have to go with jacket. You can do not much. And in Spain you have beach. It's 23 degrees. It was like in Christmas, 23 degrees. You can go with a t-shirt outside, even without t-shirt. That was like, yeah, that was bad. And even in training, if you're training, you can train and then you go to the beach. So walk through the beach with the sun. Then you can drink some coffee and be with your friends outside. It's very, very different.
So that was the schedule. It was train, coffee, beach, sleep, repeat, and then party, and then same cycle, right?
Yeah, it was party without drinking, only water.
Okay.
Because we have a fight, and not so much. I went with my brother, of course, because Christmas. But yeah, I had to drive because I'm the only one that doesn't drink. Keep training, keep drinking water, and then that's it.
Yeah, speaking of water, I have like this massive water bottle here. So like this is like something that that's like it tells you like when you have to start all the way to when you finish. It's like,
how much is that?
So in Canadian dollars, because remember I'm from Canada, it costed about $20, and I got it off Amazon. It's a really good bottle. It's called Build Life. So that's the name of the brand. Nice. And I recommend it to anyone that really wants to stay on track, staying hydrated. It's what I'm trying to do now is always stay hydrated. So I always try to like, when I wake up in the morning, I don't know about what your morning routine is. I always try to get from good morning to 11 a.m. right away. And then I don't drink anything until maybe 1 p.m. up to 5 or 7 p.m. and then I'm hydrated for the day.
Nice. That's a cool thing, man. Yeah, it's very important to keep hydrated. That's
Better
true.
decision making. You feel better. You feel sharper.
Yeah.
You don't feel like you want to. You don't do much stuff as impulse. Like you feel much better. So that's why, man, always stay hydrated.
Yeah, that's true.
So
Completely.
so obviously you're up and coming. You're still a prospect, but your brother is a professional. So when your brother became a pro, did that make you want to follow in his footsteps, or how did you decide to take the route of fighting?
Um, I was living in Spain
Mm-hmm.
when my brother was here fighting because
Mm-hmm.
he was like 4 years before me. He came to the Netherlands,
Mm-hmm.
and I was still studying. I think yeah, I was 16 years old, 15, 16 years old. And then my brother went to the Netherlands and on his own to live here and to go with the sport with MMA. And then when I stopped studying, I tried to keep on studying, but it was not my thing. I'm really bad with studying. I'm not so smart in school. So yeah, but my dad told me you have to do something. And I went to the Netherlands to on vacation to see my brother and to just see my other family in the
Mm-hmm.
Netherlands. And yeah, in MMA Vlaardingen, I went to my brother to train with him. And my trainer Ricardo told to me, "Hey, did you did this before?" I said, "No, man, but I like it." And he said to me, "Oh, you're saying like your brother. You have talent in you. If you want to do it, hey, think about it, and you can come and train with us." And yeah, then I was in Spain. I was like only doing gym in Spain.
Mm-hmm.
I was trying to study and doing gym, but yeah, studying wasn't good.
Were
I was
you doing
studying.
were you doing like a college, or were you doing like a trade school, like say plumbing, welding, electrician?
No, it was I don't know. In Spain, it's different than here. It's like after when you finish
Mm-hmm.
school like when you're 16 years old, and then you can do before university you can do 2 years another thing.
Mm-hmm.
I was doing that 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
it,
Interesting.
it's in Spain it's called bachillerato.
Bachelorette, okay,
Bachillerato.
it's interesting how every country has its own education system and meaning. Like in like where I'm at in Canada, I'm in Quebec, so we have what's called CEGEP, which is basically junior college. You know how you see like junior high school like on the
Okay.
American movies? So we have what's
Yeah.
called junior college. We don't have junior high school. For us, it goes from grade 7 to grade 11 and then off to junior college, or you could do a trade school, or you do junior college, then go to university or trade school. There's a lot of avenues you could do, or you could come back in to university when I think you're 20 or 21 as like what's called a mature student, which means you have your
Mm.
high school, but you have to just retake some courses to get into university. And it's pretty crazy how the education is like it's just unique for like my
Yeah.
province, your country, because in the elsewhere in Canada, it's there's middle school like grade 7, 8, 9, then 10, 11, 12, then colleges, university, or there's trade school. We don't have grade 12 where I'm at. It's just grade
No.
7 to 11.
Yeah. And each country is different. That's interesting.
That's crazy though that Ricardo saw you had talent right away. He's really good at
Yeah.
finding, like, would you say Ricardo is if they were to make, let's just say MMA took a football, like, because you call it football, we call it soccer in North America.
Yeah.
If Ricardo took the approach of like a scout for like an MMA league, do you think he should be in charge of the Netherlands, finding MMA prospects in the Netherlands? Because he seems to have a very good eye for finding talent right away.
Definitely. Definitely he will be that guy because I don't know how, but like in my team, Emma Vlaardingen, there's a lot of talents. Really, it's like they're not famous yet. They're not. Nobody knows them yet. There's some. They're still amateur, but you can see it. You can see they're gonna grow and they're gonna be really good. They're gonna be perfect too. So yeah, and it's all because of Ricardo. You know, yeah, he's our main trainer, so we have to listen to him.
That's amazing. Yeah, there's you, there's Gherkin, there's Kristaps, there's Silvis, there's Elko. Is there anybody else that I should be keeping an eye on from the team? Your brother, Gegard, obviously, but who are some other ones that the world has?
There are two brothers more. The
Mhm.
name is Victor and Lance Gomez.
Mm-hmm.
And they're, yeah, it's just amazing. They're two brothers like me and my brother. And they're now amateur. They're fighting both amateur. And that's going to be a good prospect too. And yeah, I don't know, you know Madi?
Maddie, who's Maddie?
Madi, yeah. It's a good prospect too. Madi and Mo.
Maddie and Mo. There's also Ali, the Afghan, the one that your brother's training.
Yeah, Ali, the brother of Ali is Madi.
Okay, wow. Okay, that's interesting.
We have a lot of brothers in the team.
It's crazy, like how Ricardo's like finds a way to get the brothers going. But Ali is one of my other favorite prospects. I love, like, right now. I mean, like, it's been a bit of a, this is not. There's no clear cut road to success in this. Like, there's no like straight line. You're gonna sometimes have more bumps than smooth road, as I like to say.
Yeah.
But Ali is one of my favorite prospects. Like, he's so bright, he's got such a good attitude, and it's like he's gonna find his way. It's just a matter of time, because I know like he had some tough ones, but it doesn't take away from the fact he's got the experience. Like, when, like, even like if he doesn't do, if he hasn't done better, like I still message him to say, hey man, it's like, I always tell them, like, keep your head up. It's like, this is not over. I said, you're still amateur. This is the time to make all the mistakes now. And then you're going to put everything together when it's time. And that's the thing. We always have to support people that do this kind of line of work.
Of course, yeah. But the guy you're talking now, you have more than one fight, right?
Ali, I think, had two. And one of them was like a draw, if I'm not mistaken, and one of them was a loss by decision, but it was like a really like split decision.
Okay, yeah. No, that's Madi. That's the guy who I'm talking about. Ali is his brother. He only has one fight.
Okay.
And Madi is the guy I think that you're talking
Maybe.
about now.
I get so confused with who's who, because there's so
they're
many.
two brothers. Yeah, that's true. And they're brothers, so it's a little bit confusing. Ali and Madi. But I think it's Madi. The last fight of Madi was a draw.
Yeah.
That's him. Yeah, he's really good. I'm telling you, that's what you say. What you're saying. It's not gonna be like all flowers and straight way and go to the top. Like, of course, and now it's amateur. He lost, but the losses makes you the fighter you are, and you have to learn about the loss, and that's the most important. More now because it's amateur.
It's very true. And the other thing too is, like, they're Afghans. So here's the thing, they're meant for combat sports. Like, I have like a theory. If you're from like any of the Stan countries, Russia, like, but it's like you're meant for, because that's where they're from, or you're meant for combat sports. So it's like, I'm not worried about Madi and Ali. Like, they're gonna be just fine. They got that Afghan blood in them that's gonna really,
warriors.
They're like Super Saiyans, man. It's like, I don't know what it is. It's like they got that blood. It's like I like, this is a theory I have. Okay, like, so because I have like two friends. I have like one friend. One of my friends is Algerian, and I'm half Iranian, and like we both do karate. But it's like, yeah, he's like so good at it, and I'm just like, man, like, your kind was bred for combat sports, and I'm half Iranian, so me too. But right now I'm pretty out of shape. Like, I'm really out of shape. I'm not like what a typical Iranian athlete is. So I'm getting back in shape. It's a work in progress. But once I am in shape, it's like, yeah, that Middle Eastern blood takes hold of you. And it's like, it's like Dragon Ball Z, man. You're like a Saiyan.
Yeah, man. Dragon Ball Z.
Was that your favorite? Was that your favorite anime growing up as a kid, or?
Yeah, it was my first anime. Because I'm watching anime since I was 9 years old. Like, and since I was 9, I didn't stop yet. I'm 24 now. But I saw like Dragon Ball Z. I saw like 9 times. Dragon Ball Normal I saw 6 times. GT I saw 5 times. But yeah, it was really the first anime that I fell in love with. And it's just part of my life. Yeah, anime.
Yeah, for me it was Dragon Ball. Like I know what you mean. I've been watching it since I was 8 years old too. It's always like that around that age. It's like 7, 8, 9. It takes a hold of you, and then you just don't stop watching it.
Yeah.
There's like for me it was Dragon Ball, Pokemon, and then I love giant robots. So for me it was Gundam a lot. So I'm but more eventually it was more Gundam because I like because there's just a lot of advanced stuff in it. But I know what you mean. That and then people like it's like look at you think people are weird for you liking anime, but then
Yeah.
it's
Nah,
like
fuck that.
yeah, fuck it, be you, man. Don't change
Yeah.
for other people. You know, be you. Because I made that mistake where I stopped liking it, and I was like, oh, and then I came back to it, I was like, oh wow, I was like, what did I stop liking this
Yeah, why did
for?
stop? Yeah, man. Yeah. And Naruto and One Piece. That three, Dragon Ball
Yes.
Z, Naruto, and One Piece were like my three favorites
Hmm.
animes. And they still are.
One Piece is still amazing. Naruto. I used to read the comic because my mom used to buy me the Shonen Jump magazine before they had the cartoon. So I used to read Naruto and that. So it's that's where I understand completely. It's the characters, you know, that you relate to the fighters when then you
Yeah.
start doing martial arts. Like for me for me when it comes to One Piece, the one I remember most, Zolo's to forever my favorite character.
Oh, yeah, man. That's true. Yeah, mine too, to be honest. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, man.
It's just that like Ronin mentality he has, just
Yeah,
does what he
badass.
wants.
He's just a badass, and he loves to fight too.
He has, yeah, no, it's that's what it is. So obviously, you know, you see your Ricardo recognizes your talent. And when did you start having the conversation with your brother about going the same route as him? And what was that conversation like?
It was quite quick
Hmm.
because in the moment Ricardo told me that, I went to Spain, and I already knew that school was nothing for me, so I knew it. And I told my parents, I want to go to Holland, and I want to do that sport. I want to do MMA. I want to fight. I already told it to my brother too, like on the phone. And my brother was totally in it from, yeah, come here with me and we're gonna be the best together. We're gonna train every day. And I was like, yeah, man, that's like my dream now. But my father was like, yeah, I was like 17, 18. No, I was 18 years old. And my father
Hmm.
was like, it's not easy. It's not like you go train there and yeah, that's it. You're there fighting and you're going to the top. No, you have to work for it. I said, I know. And I said, I'm gonna work for it. I'm gonna give it my all. If I do something, then I'm going to give my 100%.
Hmm.
And he was like, okay, you sure? I said, yeah, I'm sure. So I went to the Netherlands. I went with my brother here, and here we are. And day one, we were training twice a day.
Hmm.
And after 1 month, I did my first grappling
Ooh.
tournament. And after 1 year, I did my first MMA fight.
That's amazing. So when you told your dad you want to do this and he said you have to work for it. Now, time management is a very difficult thing. Some fighters are all in. Like your brother is one of the rare ones, like who's obviously has a great manager in Nima helping him with his finances and other that. For you, because you're still amateur, do you also work like some sort of day job, like say whether it's like in like an office or it's or physical labor like because like Kristaps does like what's the how do you manage your time with the training and work like what's that like for you?
Yeah, that's true. Like, look, like in the beginning, I just was training because I
Hmm.
wanted to be the best, and I would only had train. And then I had like there I had my brother and my parents, my dad. So they were sponsoring me because
Hmm.
I wasn't working, so they give all what I needed. But
Okay.
now, yeah, that's true. I'm working,
Hmm.
but it's like I every week I can decide what for days and how much hours I can work.
Oh, that's amazing.
So yeah, that's really good for me because when I have a fight, I can say like this week I'm not gonna work because I want to train every day 2 times, or I'm gonna work 2 days or 1 day or just 4 hours for 1 day. So I can like choose when to work and when not for my schedule for trainings and everything.
That's amazing. No, that's really good you have an employer like that because you want to have some form of income coming in
Yeah,
that can help pay
that's
for
true.
your like your shelter, your food, and your training. And then when you're there, like, okay, yeah, you know, come when you're back when you're ready. And then that's smart, man. That's really good.
Yeah, yeah. And then when I don't have a fight, then I want more money. Then I work just every day, every week. And then the moment they give me a date to fight, I say, okay, I'm gonna work less and train more.
Nice. So that means, so basically that has probably given you the skills of good um money habits, like in terms of saving your money for your training and whatnot. Cause I know it's in Europe, it's different. Like in Canada, like let's say, for example, you have to pay for your cell phone, you have to pay for your rent. Like the cell phones in Europe are very, very cheap because there's so many cell phone companies. And in Canada, it's what we have what's called the monopoly, where there's four big companies and that's it. And it's like we have the worst prices in arguably the world apparently for cell phones. But I mean, being on your own and what you have, like you must have picked up some good habits of like how to save and invest your money so that way you always have something for the future.
Yeah, yeah, of course. But that's what I said like 1 minute ago. I'm lucky. I'm very lucky to have
Mhm.
my dad and have to my brother because they helping me with that part a
Yeah.
lot. Because they know my dream is also to be the best, to go to MMA and earn my own money with MMA only,
Hmm.
be rich. but yeah, I couldn't do it with them with the help of my parents and my brother.
That's amazing. And I really loved like how that's what I love about your brother. And I could tell like where you guys come from a very good family. Cause just to give a story, when I first met your brother, this is like why like I love talking with like people like you and your brother. And I could see like how like you've been raised by an amazing family because your brother reached out to me. He's like, man, he's like, I got a message from you back in 2020. I just realized now. He's like, I saw your conversation with Bird and Joey. He goes, yeah, I'm down to come on. And your brother was like saying, you ever need anything? Let me know. You know, like I'm down to come on. Let's make it happen. He's like, for some reason I could tell he's like, he has like a sixth sense where he knows like you mean
Yeah,
well. And if he knows you mean well, he's gonna always have your back. And I'll never forget the time where I was like, hey, I'm like, you ever gonna go on Ariel show? He goes, nah. He goes, I'm gonna come on your show only anytime, any day. You message me, I'll come on. And I'm like, oh, and
nice.
that's what I like. Just want to put that out there, like what I love about your brother. And now, obviously, you, because you guys have that. You're more of the reserved one, I can tell, like in a good way. Costello's more
Yeah,
lively and exuberant, but you guys
yeah,
have the
it's true.
same. You guys have the same upbringing of how to treat people, and that's something I just want to say. Like that's where you guys come from, amazing parents.
Thank you. I appreciate it a lot. But that's true. Yeah, yeah. We come from they raised us good, our parents. I can tell you.
Exactly. You know, it's really funny. This is okay. This is really bad, but like, because I thought this was Costello, so there was like, but it's not. It's easy to get fooled by it, but in a good way. So Champs Talk put out a video of what looked like your brother talking to a fan with Down syndrome. It's like a handicap where like the face is like they have like a like it's like they have like it's like they have like a physical disability with like their appearance. So I thought it
Yeah,
was your brother, and then the guy from Champs Talk was like, that's a kickboxer. I was like, oh. And then the guy was like, yeah, but that Costello would do the same thing too. He's always going to make time for any of his fans, especially
yeah,
like
yeah,
someone who's like handicapped. It's like the guy was like, he's got a very sensitive spot for like vulnerable people. I was like, wow.
yeah,
And I'm like, that's why he's the people's champ. And that's why Gino's going to be a future champ like that. So
yeah, yeah. Of course, we have to stay humble no matter what. That's true, and we
it's
always be humble. That's a promise.
that's the most important. And because
Yeah,
it's so easy to get when you're an up and comer to like be nice to everybody, but then when you get that blue check mark,
yeah,
you start getting the sponsorships, the deals. It can be very easy to get caught up and forget where you come from.
yeah. That's true. That's why you never have to forget from where you come from and who's the people who helped you. And yeah, never forget that. That's true.
It's so true. Like for example, like another story was like where I was coming up in podcasting and Nima gave me a chance, like and as a manager, so and gives me good advice about like what to do. And then when I get other guests on, like I pass that down to like what Nima did for me. Like I have some friends that are getting into podcasting. So everything that like Nima tells me, I pass it down to them because there's always enough success to go around. You have
Yeah,
to look at it that way. Now, when you're fighting, that's different. But when you're a content creator, that's like it's like I don't get people that are like that don't want to help others that come on IG lives. I'm willing to
yeah,
help anyone that wants to know. It's because this is not easy either. It's like you got to get the guests, you got to learn how to put the reps in, how to be comfortable on camera. It's a lot. It's like it's not like fighting, but you have your skill set too with
Yeah,
this.
yeah, I understand that. Of course, everything has its own thing, and you have to know what you're doing with everything. Even if it's fighting, if it's recording, if it's podcasting,
Mm-hmm.
it's all different, but it's important. Everything.
That's what I love about Champs Talk when they said, "Hey, let's do stuff together," and I said, "Yeah." I said, "Let's do it.
Yeah,
Let's collaborate." I said, "The Dutch and the Canadians are known for liking each other, so let's show some collaboration." And then I help get exposure for the Europeans and North America, and then you help me get exposure for and we're helping each other. It's like that's what it
yeah,
is. So that's the most important. Like there's always people that. So my mentality is stay humble and give without expectations. That's how I do it.
yeah, definitely. Yeah, most
So
definitely.
so the other thing I want to ask too is now obviously your brother won his last fight. That was a crazy fight. I was impressed with that. Like I
Yeah.
was going nuts when he won that day. And now and how did that help you? How has his win helped motivate you for your upcoming fight in February and beyond?
Yeah, a lot. It motivates me a lot. But not only with this fight, like the whole journey of my brother motivates me to go where he is now.
Mm-hmm.
So all his fights that he did, yeah, that he did. Yeah, the last one was like was beautiful. It was like beautiful, perfect. Like first round just feeling, and then second round just killing. And yeah, I was so proud. I was so nervous too in that moment because I was watching there. I
Yeah.
couldn't stand still. I was walking, and then when he won, it was like win the lottery. And that's true. That gave me a lot of motivation to perform in my fights too.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm really planning on February 5th of February. I'm planning to perform like I never did.
I'm going to give you my prediction of how I see the year going for you. You're going to have 2 or 3 more fights at amateur just to make sure you have everything down pat. And then I think you're going to be making your Bellator. I think it's going to be Bellator because think of it. The Diaz brothers are not there anymore. No one, look, the Shevchenko sisters are cool, but look, no one really they don't have much of a following unless you're a hardcore. But I
Mm,
have a feeling you're going to be in the mix by late summer. You're going to be in Bellator, get 1 or 2 wins. Your brother's going to be the middleweight champ, and we're going to have you guys are going to be this is the Van Steenis era, not the next Diaz, don't see it. You're the Van Steenises. You guys are writing your own chapters of what being a badass is.
yeah, I'm meant to that. Yeah, that's going to happen. I have faith.
You got to just believe it. Keep working. Stay humble. Put
Yeah,
your head down in the work, as I like to say. And the one thing, too, that I think that's going to make you and your brother very big global stars, especially in pro fighting for Bellator, is you're both well spoken. You're both fluent in English, which is you speak like 3 languages. There's like Spanish, English, and Dutch. So that's really good for all your fan bases. So I just see a lot of potential for you and him succeeding together and feeding off each other. It's like in terms of being better. Now, are you going to be I want to ask now, are you going to be a lightweight or a welterweight? What's the weight class for you normally?
normally it's lightweight. It's 70 kilos. So like
Okay.
my next fight is 70 kilos. I normally like my last fight was 72,
Mm-hmm.
and even my fight before that was 73. But
Okay.
welterweight is too much for me because normally I walk around. Yeah, now I'm like 78,
Okay.
but normally I'm like 79. Like if I'm training hard and 2 times, like I'm training hard, I'm in a training camp, I'm 78. That's like my normal weight, 78, because I'm training a lot. I'm not fat. Like I'm not eating too much sweeties.
Mhm.
So that's like 70, 78, yeah. Now maybe when I don't have a match and I'm in Christmas, I'm in Spain and I'm eating a lot and my face goes like a balloon, then I'm like 81 or like that.
What
But
was speaking of Christmas, what was the one meal that made you want to just pig out? during the holidays this year? What is
Oh,
one
this
meal?
holidays.
Oh yeah, let's see. Let's see. This is a tough one. I did give the tough
Yeah.
questions.
Yes, true. One meal. Yeah, always when I go to Spain, I have to
Hmm.
go to eat somewhere,
Hmm.
and that's paella. And in Spain, where we live, there's the best paella in whole Spain, man.
Is that like
And
a meat dish or a seafood dish? Because I'm not good. I don't
that's
know much
seafood.
about
Yeah,
Spanish cuisine.
paella. That's like rice, like yellow rice.
Hmm.
And it can be with meat or it can be with fish and with calamares, with
Okay.
everything. It's very popular in Spain. Like, if you going to, did you went to Spain one day?
I went to Spain when I was 16, and your brother was like, "Yeah, next time you come to Netherlands, we're gonna take you to Spain, bro."
Yeah, yeah. Or when you come with us to Spain, then you definitely have to try paella. That's like typical food from Spain, and
Mhm.
you're really, really gonna love it. It's very good.
That's amazing, man. That's amazing. And obviously too, what's really good too is because it seems like you have a girlfriend and she's very
Mm.
supportive of you. So how important has that been to have a woman by your side that understands what you're doing?
Yeah, it's very important. Like, luckily, my girlfriend understands everything. Like, she live in Spain, and I live in the Netherlands, and she comes to support me. She knows what I'm doing. She knows sometimes I need space. So yeah, she really understands everything, and she's always so supportive, and she's behind. She had my back, and that's the most important.
That makes me very happy. And like I see like how like you guys are very like close, especially with that little airport incident. Like, because your brother sent me the thing where it's like you were like so nervous, and I'm like, what happened? And Costello's like, they're checking the girlfriend's bag, and I'm like, what? Like what did they find? Like, did she like smuggle like an animal or something? And
Yeah, that's
Costello,
true. Like in that video, I was looking like shit. They got us.
yeah.
We had nothing special,
Mhm.
but yeah, it was funny in that video.
If it makes it,
She
if it make.
only she only had a gun, but yeah, nah, joking.
Oh, this is good. Well, it's okay. It happened to me too when I went to Hawaii with my mom in 2009. We went, our flight was really early, so we're waiting in line, and then out of nowhere, the security's like, "Hey, can you come with us? There's like a random baggage search we're doing." And it turns out like they were like checking our bag, and I'm like, and I'm getting very nervous, thinking, what did we? I'm looking at my mom like, what did you pack? She's looking at me. She's like, what did you pack? And I was like, I didn't. And then like, oh, they're like, it's safe. It's nothing. Don't worry. Just, routine. Cause today's climate. They give you that, they use those stupid words with you to be like,
Yeah,
just concerned. Cause you never know. There's like some terrorist, and yeah, it's 3 a.m. You think we have the time to pack like we have the time
yeah,
to do something that stupid?
yeah, yeah. They're always like, yeah. Sometimes they're very stupid in the airports.
They like to abuse their power. They really love to abuse their power, man.
Yeah.
Speaking of
Look,
like, yeah,
like last time when you saw that video and we were in the airport, my brother had like a cool watch we have, like it's a Rolex, and then we went there and like three police. Yeah, I don't know if it was polices or I don't know, but they
security.
took yeah security from from where did you have that watch? And we yes ours. Why? Yeah, how much it cost? They asked us how much does it cost? And we were, huh? We have to answer that. Why have to answer that? Yeah, from who you bought it from. Well, can I see the watch? Is it real? And what the fuck? And then like 10 minutes, and then say, okay, you guys can go. But why, man? It's just stupid.
Oh, I'll tell you a funny story. Okay, so I'm on the eastern side of Canada, but the western side of Canada, which is British Columbia, Vancouver, the airport security does not mess around because they're next to Asia. It's on the Pacific Ocean, so
Yeah.
there's a lot of smuggling that can happen, like with like yakuza, triads, drug running, counterfeit goods. There's a lot of things. So my dad, I'll never forget this story, and it's the one thing that like even after like even though he's like been passed away for like 10 years, it's like the one story that like I never ever forget. So It was in 1986. He was, or no, it was in 1988 or 89 because he was living in Bermuda at the time with my mom. But he did a trip to Hong Kong for business, and he brought back obviously, the designer shirts, very cheap. He bought a Rolex there. And the thing was, so on the declaration sheet, like, what are you declaring? How much did you spend while you were gone? So he put on like, at the time, I think like, let's just say $300. So the airport security guy is like, okay, Mr. Michael, it's my dad's last name, it's my last name. So like, Mr. Michael, can you tell me why the tag of your watch is still on your wrist? Because he was wearing the watch with the tag, and my dad was like, like, how long have you had that watch for? And then they had to take him into there. They asked him a bunch of questions, and my dad said, he's like, when you buy something that crazy from abroad, take off the tags. He's like, take it off. Don't. He's like, he's just saying, he's like, and when you declare it, just say you've always had it, because he's like, there was like, because that day when they got him, he had he was lucky. Like he said, like, look, he's like, I was very jet lagged. He's like, I should have claimed it. He's like, this is my fault. And the guy was like, okay. He's like, we're going to let you off the hook. He's like, but the guy we had before, we have to do a whole audit now. Like the government's coming after his taxes. So that's why,
really? Yeah.
because that guy, and then it turns out like he smuggled, like the guy like that they caught before, what like had crocodile boots, and he didn't declare them. And it was like, they're like, where, and this wasn't fake crocodile. It was like real, because he came in from like South Africa or something. So it was like, that's the thing. Like the airport moral is, don't play around with airport security, because they will make your life a living hell.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
You guys got lucky, man. You guys got lucky. And but it must have been a great trip though, to see the whole family. Elko was on his Dutch James Bond mode.
Yeah, that's true. They're still in Spain.
Really?
Like they're coming Tuesday. Yeah, they're coming Tuesday back in the morning. Elko and my brother.
Nice. Elko's so funny.
Yeah. He's a crazy funny guy.
He's in the army, right?
Yeah. True.
Okay. Like I was like, it was like a joke I said to him. I said, I said Elko, I said, just go around telling people you're like an MI6 or something. I don't know, like, because he's got like those pictures of him in uniform, like holding the assault rifle. Yeah. And he's another one I love. He's a character and a half. Like,
he's really a character.
You guys, it's just fun. It's just amazing how you guys like all feed off each other. Like, it's just amazing to see, like, no one's trying to get above each other, and you guys are the template of what a friend group is. And that's why I think martial arts is the best way to make friends.
Yeah, that's true. Because we're not only friends, we're teammates, and more than teammates, we're family. And that's all MMA Vlaardigan. So we're blessed in that. That's true.
What do you see for the future of MMA Vlaardigan in the future? Like, how, because your brother was putting them on the map. You're putting them on the map. I'm going to put them on the map now. And Ricardo, I'm going to get you on the show eventually. Don't tell me I do the work in the background. You're coming on the show, Ricardo. Yeah, I'm pointing to you, Ricardo. Your brother, Costello said, get Ricardo on the show. So, Ricardo, your invitation is open. So, I'm rooting for you, and you're coming on the show. So, I digress. Sorry about that, Gino. I just had to, put it out there for Ricardo.
Of course, we have to bring him here to the show. That's true.
We got to bring him on. Like, he did an interview in Dutch. He could do it in English. It's like, come on, Ricky, let's do it.
Yeah.
What do you see for him in the future? Like how he's growing now? Because 2022 was such a good year. 2023, what is the expectation for MMA Van Vlaardigan for 2023?
We're going to do a lot of fights. Even like the amateurs too. They're like fighting everything. If they can fight like 2 times a month, they're gonna fight 2 times a month, because we want that experience, like when you're amateur, the most important is experience. Win or lose, of course you want to win, but even the losses, that makes you the fighter. You grow a lot about the losses, even the wins, but more about the losses. So if you're gonna lose in the amateur, fight more, learn from your mistakes, and there are gonna be a couple of new professional fighters this year, I think, for MMA Vlaardigan.
Amazing. I agree. Definitely, I love what I see there, and I agree with that. Now, I want to ask you, you probably get asked this a lot. who were the fighters that got you into MMA, like pro fighters, like big names? And it doesn't have to be a specific order. I want to hear who are your fighters that got you into MMA.
There's like one fighter who brought me to MMA, and that's my brother,
Mm-hmm.
Costello. Because if it's not, yeah, if it wasn't him, I wasn't in MMA now. So that's like the fighter I went to MMA to do MMA with him. And then when I was already in MMA, like my favorite fighter was Max Holloway,
Mm-hmm.
Max Holloway, John Jones, and yeah. Yeah, now it's more, but in that time it was Max Holloway and John Jones. They
Okay.
were my favorite fighters.
Those are good choices. For me it was Robbie Lawler and Gegard Mousasi. Obviously, I mean, I say that like I beat a dead horse, especially on Mousasi and John Jones too. But yeah, so those were the three that got me, and Connor when he was on his run. So it was like those four, and then eventually the list grew. But those first four, it was Gegard, John Jones, Robbie Lawler, and Connor.
Yeah, nice, nice, nice.
It's a good list.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was like honestly, I was watching when McGregor was fighting. Who was he fighting? Before Jose Aldo, it was Chad Mendes.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the first time I saw him fight. I said, "Oh, he's good. He's really good." But I wasn't like a fan from him. And then he won against Aldo, and so oh shit, this guy really can fight. Oh yeah, he really can fight. And then he fought against Nate Diaz,
Yep.
I think. And then Nate Diaz won, and I was like very fan of Nate Diaz. He's fucking gangster, man. I want to be like him.
Good choice, Matt. I know what you mean. For me, it was the Robbie Lawler fight versus McDonald, and it's funny because I'm from Canada, so everyone's like, you should cheer for McDonald. I'm telling you that fight when Robbie has that torn up lip and he spits the blood out and stares down.
Yeah.
That's when I was like, that's my guy, and that's who I modeled myself after in martial arts. I said, I don't care win, lose or draw. That's one of the few fighters I will wake up and pay to watch if I have to.
Yeah, yeah. Nice.
Legends, man. There's so much you can do. And, Gino, I mean, I just want to say, obviously, I wanted to keep it to the like quality interview. I really want to say, we'll end it here, I guess. I want to just say thank you so much for coming on the show. It's such an honor. And if you ever want to come on, the door is always open to you, like your brother.
Thank to you, Drew. Thank you. And what my brother said, you want to go to the Netherlands, you're more than welcome here. You can stay at our place. You can train with us, and even you can go with us to Spain. We have a home there for you too.
Thank you. So, I appreciate it. Same here for Canada. Like I told your brother, I said you or your brother. I said, if any of you come to Montreal, said do not spend a cent at a hostel or hotel. You tell me right away. I'll make sure I'll sleep on the couch and one of you guys take my room. I said that's how I do it here. That's what it is. Gino, where can people connect with you, by the way, on social media?
On Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
It's like Gino Van Steenis, and that's Strape on the Strape.
Mm-hmm.
Facebook is just my name, Gino Van Steenis, and yeah, that's more. Yeah, that's it.
It's amazing. Everyone, make sure to follow Gino. This guy is going to be the next big thing in Dutch MMA. He's only getting better. It's like a stock. He's rising, and then you're going to say, where was this guy? Follow him now so you can enjoy the journey and the process. That's what it is. And make sure, if you like this conversation, hit the like, share, subscribe button to the Drewsperience. Follow the guests to support them because the show doesn't happen without them. And thank you to the supporters.
Oes.
Us.